As you know, we are discussing how to develop fluency in second language reading. So far, we have talked about the role of motivation, the role of materials, and the role of teachers and students' roles and their strategies or language systems involved. Now, we'll talk about vocabulary and how vocabulary is considered important and in terms of developing fluency in second language reading. So what differentiates between fluent and non-fluent reader is the gap between um, lexical knowledge. Okay, so in this regard, Grabe and Stoller suggest that collocations or chunks of language can be considered important to develop fluency, because if reading is collocation based, or the chunks of language, or some units of language, then students may become more fluent and they may store more words and retrieve them when they are faced with problems. So let's have a look. It's worth reading Grabe and Stoller's observation about fluent and non-fluent readers. Advanced students do not become more fluent by being given lots of opportunities to be fluent. They become more fluent when they acquire more chunks of language for instant retrieval. This observation by Grabe and Stoller is more important here because it lays emphasis on building up students' lexical knowledge through collocation, through chunks of language, through units of language. So what helps them is not providing them with opportunities of reading, rather opportunities which are based on collocations or collocational vocabulary rather. So it's important here to keep in mind as language teachers that what kind of curriculum to be designed to teach collocation or chunks. So we need to be cautious. We need to take cautious steps when we are making the use of collocations or choosing collocations as a way for developing reading skills. So where is the path through this difficult patch in the language learning, right? So, of course, fluent readers, they do need automatic recognition of words, sentences, and grammar as well, or the combinations of words, which means that when they are reading, if they are familiar with the chunks of the language, they can be more comfortable in reading and developing fluency. And another important point which needs to be considered when we are talking about vocabulary is the exposure to specialized vocabulary. For example, students of business, biology, or commerce, they'll need vocabulary which is specialized, so, and which is functional. So as language teachers, we should ensure that we give input to the students of specialized vocabulary alongside general vocabulary, so that when they are reading some news article or magazine or travel books or about their specialized subjects, they don't find themselves stopped by specialized or jargonized English. Rather, if they have familiarity with the jargonized or subject specialist vocabulary, that will help them develop fluency. So vocabulary is, as language teachers, we can help develop fluency in second language reading by making students fluent in decoding words, understanding words. And as we have discussed, the most important thing in enhancing vocabulary is the exposure to collocations or the chunks of the language.